This story problem deals with velocity, displacement, and time. How far will a bird fly moving with a velocity of 5 meters per second in 8 seconds? All right. Let's use a problem-solving method to solve for this. Step 1, find what variables we have and what variable we need. Okay. How far, right there, that's already telling us what we're looking for, how far. So we're measuring either a distance or a displacement. How far will a bird fly? Now, the variable for displacement is actually a delta x, but we will not use that in this class, for it is very confusing at this level of science. Instead, we'll just use the variable d the same we use for distance. They are interchangeable with different meanings, though. So how far is a measure of distance? With a velocity, so we're already telling you what we have, with a velocity of, and we just figured it out, 5 meters per second. Now, if I didn't say the word velocity, you could still determine that this was velocity by the units meter per second. The variable for velocity is v. Okay. In 8 seconds. 8 seconds being a measure of time, the variable for time is t. So there's step 1, what we're looking for and what we have. Step 2 is the equation. Find the equation using these variables and then rearrange if need be. Most of the time, if you have done step 1 correctly, you don't even need to look at the story problem anymore. Well, let's go to it. Step 2, the equation relates a d, a v, and a t. Velocity equals displacement over time. Again, we're using the variable d for displacement, for it's easier in this class. Now we look to step 1 and 2. Are they both looking for the same thing? In 1, we're trying to solve for d. In our equation, we're solving for v, velocity. They're not, so we need to rearrange it using the triangle trick. So we always make a triangle and section it off by its corners. We look at what v equals. It equals d over t. So we put d over t in our triangle. d, t. Again, what goes on bottom doesn't matter which corner it goes in. And the leftover variable that we didn't have in our triangle is v. That goes in our last spot. So we need to rearrange for what we're looking for. We're looking for displacement or distance. So d equals, we covered the d in the triangle, and displacement or distance equals v times t. When they're next to each other, they're a multiplication. V times t. Now our equation is the same as what we're looking for in step 1. Last step, solve, plug and chug. So step 3, d equals v, which is 5 meters per second, times t, which is 8 seconds. 5 times 8 is 40 meters. It is very important to put the unit.